Welcome back to another construction progress update from the Medworth Energy waste site here in Wisbech. I will be commenting from home from now on due to too many distractions and people walking by. I have made a script to read from for you guys, so do apologise if this sounds very robotic. Today we are taking a look at how construction continues to develop across the site, documenting visible progress, major changes and what residents can currently see happening on the ground. Few infrastructure projects in the area have generated as much discussion as this one. Some residents support the development, while others remain strongly opposed. Many simply want clear information as construction continues. This update focuses on showing what is changing and recording the project as it develops. The project itself represents a significant industrial development with an estimated investment of around £300 million. And construction expected to continue over multiple years. At peak construction, hundreds of workers may be operating across the site simultaneously as different stages move forward. Even from ground level, the scale is becoming increasingly visible. Areas that were previously open ground are gradually transforming into active construction zones with new infrastructure, equipment and temporary facilities appearing across the site. Once operational, the facility is intended to process large quantities of non-recyclable waste material each year. The stated aim is to convert waste into electricity generation, while also providing steam for industrial use. For supporters, this is presented as part of future waste and energy infrastructure. For critics, concerns continue around visual impact, emissions, traffic and the long-term effect on the surrounding area. Regardless of opinion, the construction itself is continuing to move forward. Looking across the site today, you can see how construction actively remains spread across multiple working areas. Heavy machinery continues operating throughout the development zone. Ground preparation, infrastructure works, material movements and structural activity remains ongoing. One thing that becomes clear when comparing earlier footage with current footage is simply the growing scale. Month by month, sections that once looked temporary are gradually becoming permanent features of the site. Current project timelines continue to indicate eventual operation towards into the early 2029. However, significant construction phases still remain ahead. Large infrastructure projects of this size typically involve in stages, meaning visible changes may continue accelerating as more structures begin appearing. With major construction formally hitting the ground, this landmark development is moving quickly. As mentioned, the facility is expected to be fully operational by 2029. Once up and running, it will divert up to 600,000 tonnes of non-recyclable waste away from overflowing landfills every single year, using advanced thermal treatment to create a more circular economy. The project has officially launched the Medworth Community Fund, which provides £200,000 every single year to local causes. Grants ranging from £5,000 to £50,000 are open to non-profit organisations, schools and community groups located within 3.1 miles radius of the facility. It is managed by the Cambridgeshire Community Foundation to improve public spaces, provide youth facilities, support health and well-being, and protect the local environment. The main access route is being moved away from residential town centres. The project includes significant highway improvements and the widening of Newbridge Lane to route operational traffic directly into the Algors Way industrial estate. The facility cannot operate without strict state compliance. The plant's environmental permit was officially issued by the Environment Agency, which mandates continuous real-time monitoring of air quality and emissions to ensure public health is safeguarded. While the peak build phase creates up to 700 construction jobs, the project also hosts local career fairs and is partnering with regional subcontractors. Once operational in 2029, it will secure long-term, highly skilled engineering and operational roles for local residents. Whether you support this project, oppose it, or simply want to stay informed about what is happening locally, these updates aim to document what residents can actually see taking shape. As construction continues, future updates will continue tracking progress, visible changes, and how the site evolves over time. Thank you for listening to all this commentary. I've did some research and I compiled it into what you've just heard. So I hope you do appreciate what I've just said. Now back to the video. Thank you. Okay, right, we're back down on this side of the site. As you can see, they are preparing to pour some cement down into the walls. Just having a quick little look around. As you can see, the excavator is currently doing some work around that area as well. I do have to be very careful as there is a drone flying around alongside me, which is what I'm now looking for. Just about to see it in the top right. I'll circle it in a second for you. We'll go into a slow motion. As you can see, that is the drone just there in the circle. And he was being a bit of a pain. Was flying straight up to me, about 1 metre from my face, recording me for a little while, and was very distracting. Apparently, from what I've been told by some of the guys that was actually talking near me, this drone pilot was actually recording in somebody's garden, but how true that is, I don't know. He may have just been hovering, filming the site, just like what I do, film the site, but I try to stay within the grounds. As you can see, they're actually digging out this section of the groundworks. They do make quite fast progress, as you'll see later when they start on the other side. This video did actually come up to nearly 2 hours long, and I've had to edit it right the way down to what you see now. As you can see, I'm just going around just to get a little bit more of a better shot of this area. If anyone can say, is that clay at the bottom there? They're removing all of the topsoil and whatever else it is they're removing. So that does look like clay underneath. And the bloke that's just standing there, you'll see that occasionally they're not just like being lazy, they are actually guiding the other guy in the truck, in the excavator, to make sure that they actually don't catch anything that they shouldn't do. Basically being a watch person. It looks like behind him there's actually a time-lapse camera. Did not notice that during filming. No idea why they've got one of those metal beams that they was fitting last week like sticking out like that, whether they could not get it right the way down. Who knows? It may be in far enough what they need. They are actually moving ahead quite quickly with this site so far. Every week I come down, there's always something different now. Yeah, I had to remove some audio because of the people like talking near me, and did not want their private conversation being included in this video, as it would be too disrespectful, and that's not what I'm about. After this, when I come we come back to another section, I would have had just a brief break to change the battery on my drone. There you go, you can see that I'm at the new site, and we're going to take a look at the drilling machine. As you can see, they're like rotating, drilling down, and as they come back up, they'll be pumping cement into the ground. As you can see, like the other holes that they've already done. Did want to catch a little bit more of this as I missed it a few times. Didn't see it in operation. So this time round I wanted to get a little bit more longer footage of it. I won't stay here too long though. As you can see, the pipe's all moving, that's pumping the cement in right now. Don't worry, the bit of what that you can hear, like the talking, is not recognisable. You can't understand what's being said, so I didn't clear this bit off. Another bit of the building that they're doing, built all some of the walls up ready for cement pour. We'll continue doing that until they've got the other side sorted, ready for them to fill it, which will possibly be next week when we see that, or it may already be done. And the guys down the bottom there doing the planning of what needs to be done next. This area that we're just now seeing below, the flooded area has disappeared. Just turn around to have a quick look at this section here, which is all of the deliveries that they've had, I would guess. That's to build up the ground, like levelling what they're doing on some of the excavators. Or it may actually be what they've dug out, I'm not 100% sure, because I don't really get to see a lot of what's happened. It all does look like it's been filtered, and it's got like stones in it, so I do believe that is for the grounds. As you can see, this dumper is going around with the water, spraying the grounds again, trying to keep the dust down, stop it blowing in like all directions, as you'll see or have seen, like one of the vans going along, and it was kicking up dust. And not one thing that we want around in Wisbech is a lot of dust going around everywhere. It's bad enough as it is. As As you can see, this excavator, he'll make his way up here a little bit. You'll see he'll put his bucket down and then hops across that little bit of the ground just there that's hollowed out. Here we go, you can see that they're now pouring the cement into the walls, building it up. In theory, should see that completed by next week, all the way round.
Obstacle sensing unavailable. Fly with caution.
This bit is where I've just removed some of my safety sections on my drone, just so I can move this way a bit quicker. As I can see, there was water like gushing out of this green silt buster or whatever you call it. It filters the water. As they're trying to keep like a lot of the water contamination down. So he's literally just emptied some of the like excess rubbish out into this bit of the ground. And the water's flowing out a little bit too quick, so he'll turn the water pressure down a bit. As you can see, the water is now flowing out just that little bit slower, which probably makes it a bit easier for him to put the end cap back on. Do apologise about the videos, do get a bit too long. If you prefer like short videos, I could do shorter videos and split these into two, and then it'll be 2 a week. Yeah, it looks like they're actually starting to dig further down now. It looks like it could be clay, but I'm not actually sure. Right, I took a break for about an hour on this one. Just hoping that the drone would disappear, but he didn't. He actually came back. That's when he came back and Got quite close to my face. That was a bit closer towards the end of this video. And they're unloading these piping, which I still can only assume is for water, the water lines intake. Maybe something to do with like sewage as well. But that side of it I don't know, because I'm not that good with piping, as you probably gathered from some of my other videos. Okay, we'll move somewhere else now, I think. We've come back to this, and it looks like they've started on the other side now. I think I must have had about a 15-minute break or something from that last footage. Either that, or it was like so much I just removed on footage. So I removed a lot before obviously speaking over. Oh, I did get quite low here, purely because of the other drone that was flying around. But I'm also zoomed in a fair bit as well. And another quick look at them filling the walls with cement still. Well, we are getting closer to the end of this video now, but before we go I'll end up taking another look at one other thing that I wasn't too sure about, which you'll see in a few minutes. And for those that don't know, with construction, all that metal that's sticking upwards is rebar. That's to make the concrete cement, when it goes hard, extra strong. Otherwise, without it, the walls will just collapse. And as you can see on the left hand side, the lower half looks like it had already been cemented. They've done the lower half and then they're working their way up. Either that or that's just support still, I'm not exactly sure. And that's one of the cement mixers that's now about to leave site. Not exactly sure what they're doing inside of that, whatever it's called. Maybe a bit of maintenance while it's still running, or controlling the pump, monitoring it. As you see, this one's a white one. That's the one that I did originally see, and then I saw the red one, I think it was last week, and then I started thinking, oh, I've made a mistake and it was the crane I was looking at. But yeah, that's what I did originally see the first time round. So it feels like a bit of mind games for me there. This is another area that they're now preparing, all the rebar on the floor section, and pipes going through. They're getting the pipes all ready and the rebar ready, like ready for the concrete pour into that, which is possibly going to be done by next week, but hopefully not, so I can actually get to record it actually happening. As I say, I only come down once a week. And with the weather being quite bad at the moment, it's going to make it a bit of a challenge to come back down here again for the next one. But I'll do my best. As you can see, they're making fast progress. They're actually getting this one down quite a bit. I won't film too much more of this. I've already seen enough of what's going on. I'll just get a little bit more before I move off to the last section. Inside there, the walls are all black now for some reason. And rebar on the floor, so I guess it looks like they're gonna pour cement down there now next. And yeah, we're about finishing off here, and this has actually changed a bit since, and it looks like it's going to be something to do maybe with storm drain of some kind. Do apologise about the erratic camera movements just then. It is getting a bit windy now, so. Alright, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye bye for now.